we are going to be making a skull. So the first thing you're going to do is get your drawing paper and you're going to go portrait style so it's nice and tall, and then I want you to fold it in half, lining the edges up. It's easy to start at the corner and make sure it's completely straight. Line the rest of it up. Your edges should be completely straight. Then I push down, slide my finger up, and slide my finger down. So now it looks like a taco that you folded in half. Again, we folded portrait style. Next, you're just gonna flatten it out. And that line that we just folded is gonna give us our center line because we want this to be symmetrical. So whatever we do over here, we need to do over here. You have a guide that I will give you, but I'm also going to walk you through it. So in the middle of your paper, I'm going to draw an upside down heart. If it's easier to draw a regular heart, that's fine. Go ahead and do a regular heart. And then flip your paper over. Now I have an upside down heart. We're going to keep working from this side. Okay. Next, I'm going to come up a little bit and I'm going to draw circles, slightly oval. Are they perfect? No. I can go back and fix it. That first one was bigger than the second one. Again, we want to draw light until it's right. That allows me to erase if I make a mistake. Next, I want to kind of take my pencil and do invisible lines just a little bit over. And I'm going to do a little tiny line and a little tiny line. They're about the same distance apart from the eyes. I'm also going to go to almost the top and do a line right there. So now I want to make curved line from here all the way to here. I'm drawing really light. And the same thing over here. If it's hard for your hand to think to go this way, you can always turn your paper, which is easier for me. And I'm continuing that shape. So when I'm done, I have like a half circle shape. Is it perfect? No. Just try your best. Next, I want to go down to the middle and close to the bottom. We'll say about an inch or so. And I'm going to do a straight line. Again, I'm just kind of sketching light lines. Now I'm going to come up and do a diagonal line that will connect to my straight line. I'm going to pull draw like an invisible line. I just drag my pencil over, but I don't touch it to my paper. Do a dot, and then that kind of helps me figure out how tall my other line was. Okay. From here, we're going to connect this line to this line. Again, I'm just drawing light. Draw light until it's right. Kind of just sketching it. That's what these little lines are called. We're sketching it. Okay? From here, we're going to make the curved shape of the cheekbones. So I'm going to go above my eye and do a little dot right there. Do an invisible line across, do another dot. Now I'm gonna go below to where my curve is, and I'm gonna go in a little bit, do another little dot, draw an invisible line about here. Good enough. And now I'm going to make a line that kind of curves, so watch me first. Start at your top line, curve out, and back in to there. You want to do the same thing on the other side. Curve out, back in to there. It's not perfect, but that is okay. This side is kind of thicker or wider than this one, so you just need to kind of decide which one you like better. I think I'm gonna make this, it match this side because I like it a little bit less, so I can go in and fix it like that, and then erase the one that I did not want anymore. Because I drew light, I can erase it really well. Now, you're going to take your eraser and you're going to erase this inside line on the inside of the cheeks. We are now going to make a line slightly curved in the middle from there to there. Now I'm going to do some more lines like this. This is going to become the teeth. I then want to go back up and kind of do curves on the top. And on the bottom. And now the basic part of your skeleton is done. For your next step, we're gonna start to do some shading. We're gonna use some charcoal today, or colored pastel, soft pastel. So you wanna start with your lighter colors first when you're adding shading. It's easier to go darker than it is to go lighter. So I'm gonna start with my lightest gray, which is this one. And I'm gonna start doing some shading, just really lightly. I'm not gonna push hard on my chalk or my charcoal. Just barely touching it to my page. Do some around the eyes. I'm not pushing hard. I'm going to accentuate the cheeks, so we're going to make a line like that. Then I'm going to come down. So that's your basic line for your shading. Now I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to start blending it in. Wherever you take your pencil and then your finger goes is where you're going to have marks. I want to follow the lines that I drew. Okay, we're starting to look good. I'm gonna go darker with my next shade and kind of go over those same areas. Again, we're not touching too hard onto our paper. It's barely making a mark. Take your finger and start blending it in. You want to try to get it so you can't see the lines that you drew. You notice that I'm only doing half of my skeleton or my skull because I don't want to drag my hand across this side and make it all messy. I forgot to do the top of the teeth. Okay. You're gonna do the same thing on this side that you've done over here eventually. I'm not done with this side yet though. So now I want to take my darkest color, my black, and I'm going to outline everything that I did to start. So I'm pushing fairly hard. I also want to go over my teeth. Again, I'm trying to just do half of my face right now. The inside of my eye is going to be covered a lot, but we do want to leave a little bit of white space. Same with my nose, the color in the inside with my black. And now we don't want to keep these lines that you can tell it was like a chalk or a charcoal. So I'm going to take my finger and I'm just going to go over those lines to smooth it out. Be careful to move your finger in the same direction that you want your lines to go. Now I have some charcoal or chalk on my hand now, so I'm going to just add some more detail because I have some on my finger already. That's also good to think about, that if you touch your finger over here, it's going to make a mark because I already have color on my finger. This hand doesn't have any because I'm trying to not touch where I have my black and grays. I'm trying to keep my hands on the outside. Okay, I want to do the same thing that I did over here on this side. So I'm going to take my lightest gray And again, I'm going over those areas that I started with. I want to make some cheekbones. So first I'm going to go around the eye, then I'm going to take it and make some cheekbones, go around the nose, and around the teeth. Take my finger, blend it out. Try to keep this hand from touching your charcoal. I keep going in between chalk and charcoal because depending on what I give you, it might be chalk, it might be charcoal. Today we are working with chalk, so I'm gonna put a piece of a hand towel on top, so I'm not rubbing my picture underneath, but I need to be able to touch it, to hold it nice and steady. So now that that's on top, I can just put my clean hand on top, and now I have more control without smudging my paper. Again, you're just following those lines that you just drew with your finger. This is just your first layer, so it definitely should not be as dark as your other one is yet. I'm going to go in with my next gray, go over the similar areas. And again, put my paper towel on top so my clean hand can go on top. And I'm going to blend it out so I have some shading. Shading helps us define other shapes that necessarily weren't there, like our cheek right here. It's looking pretty good. I'm ready for my darkest color, my black. And again, put your paper towel down. You're going to outline your drawing. Get the teeth, the eye, and I am going to color in, again, most of the eye. I do want to leave a space that's white though. Color in the nose. It's almost like making a smaller heart inside the nose, upside down. And now I blend it out. Put my paper towel on top. Follow the line with your finger. Move your paper towel if you need to. Blend in the inside of the nose as well as the outside. Around the eye. I'm still going in that circular shape because that's what I want to keep. And now I'm almost done I'm just gonna make sure that there's not sections that are darker than others. So this eye seems a little bit darker than this one. This one's lighter, so I'm gonna go through with just a little bit more chalk. Blend it out. Get some more shading down here. I'm not even using anything but my finger because my finger already has color. If you wanted to, you could add a crack in the skull. That's your choice. I'll just do one for fun. And then you always want to smooth it out again. Remember, you might get dust from your chalk or your charcoal, depending on what I gave you. You never want to take your hand across and swipe it because then you're going to spread color all the way across. You also don't want to blow it off because then it's going to get everywhere and onto your neighbor's work. What you do is you take it over to the trash and you tap it on the side of the trash so all the dust goes inside. I'm going to do that right now. Tap, 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 tap. Okay. At this point, my hands are pretty dirty. Not really this one because I was using my paper towel. But I'm gonna go wash my hands after I put my charcoal away.